Okay, what is up everyone, it's me, EMAN, and welcome to Paper Mario Color Splash. Wow. I've played this game for a little while, and I'm going to show you a few things to get us started. So, I'm going to show you all the port Prisma, just to get started on showing a few things off. So let's begin. Alright, now, there are different areas in port, well, at least this whole world in particular. And it's not in chapters, it's all in, I guess I could say, in a certain portion. Like, you have to travel everywhere in order to get to certain areas. And I can tell you one of them, but we don't have time for that. We're here to see Port Prisma. So let's enter in and get started. Every time you get in, there's a certain background that sort of acts as your loading screen. And you get in and it's simple. Now, I know I'm probably not supposed to show you that yet, but I'll show you at least most of this area and what you can find, at least when you progress through the game. So to start off, we got the boat in which we arrived from wherever we were to Port Prisma. There are a couple signs, some crates. You can break them with your hammer, but you have to find the hammer first. In order to find that, I'll show you who that was in a minute. You need to, I'll show you who that is too. You need to jump up here and grab the hammer. Now, there are certain other places too. As you progress through the game, you'll find your way through this guy, the ringer, in which then you can see what you can squeeze for the day. Problem is that you're gonna need money, but for the first time, it'll be free. So you really can't do anything about that. This toad here can tell you almost anything that you need for a hint on what to do. Watch. Yes, I do. What does that think? What do you think that is? I'm pretty sure that the spinny thing is a fan. So it gives us little hints in order for us to find certain things that we're gonna need later. So, I have to find a thing later on. Here's the main area of Port Prisma, in which you get all this. Then we've got all these areas here, into which you're gonna need to find the stars. And I've only played this yesterday, so don't say anything bad about me. I just played this yesterday. There's also certain accomplishments you can do if you like. And I'll tell you, you're gonna need money for certain parts of the game. I really recommend saving your money. Now we're gonna head off to the right side of this area, in which we're gonna show you a few places. So, over when you head there, the first door you see, head over there, and this is the dojo. It's a pretty wrecked up place, I'll give it that. There's a lot of different places in there. Well, like, not a huge amount of things to really do. So, this guy you'll see in some point in the game. And now, this is where the secret door you could find in the game. This is pretty cool. I'm not sure how this works, but this is where you can, I'm thinking, because I haven't reached this yet, but this is called Prisma Museum. So this is where you get to check out a couple of sort of items and other such. So you need to display things by collecting cards, and I believe that you're supposed to put them there, or otherwise try to collect them. And these three blue doors are the basic cards, enemy cards, thing cards, to certain rooms. red door leads to the exhibits, and the green door is the sound exhibit. Now, there are certain things I will show off for a little bit, but first, so as you can see, there are certain type of specific things that you can learn from basic cards, and I just went in by accident. This is where you can see all certain types of certain things, some certain cards. At least for these three. Over here is where you can hear sounds. This is where you can kind of basically hear certain music, certain enemies, depending on whichever you want. Now we check here, and then we got the gamepad. So we gotta check through this baby, if I can get it correctly, in which then you can pick one, but you gotta use a touchscreen. So let's play this one, Prisma. This is basically just music that you can just listen to if you wanted to calm yourself down. So nothing too major. You can also stop it, and yeah, you can basically just play music on there. So let's get a move on a bit. Over to the left side is where you can sort of, my guess was that there's an exhibit, so over here you can see all certain types of certain stickers or sound, well no sounds, but you have to figure out ways to put some artwork, and I'm not sure how to do that, but we'll find out soon. So nothing really that special. I mean, if you want to listen to music, that's your thing. Also, that toad over there can also show you certain commands if you're lost with some stuff. So, you got a little extra thing. Now, over here is not accessible until you go to the left side and go through a certain complicated way to get here. Which is not really that complicated, but then there's some Bowser tape in which you gotta take off, and which then it'll make it easier for you to access this area a lot faster. Now over here is where you can basically get your health up from Princess Peach, which is more or less where Princess Peach stays. So every time you come here, she'll flatten our crinkles, and now I'm fresh. So let's get moving. This is also the guy who's letting Princess Peach stay, so thanks to Toad. Thank Toad for this. Now over to the left, which is basically the middle, in which you can which if you want, you can fall down simply like that. So nothing really that major, but a little cool feature. So over to the left side of Port Prisma, this is a certain district in which you can find some items, go to get some mail, probably even buy a coffee, but right now we can't because this guy's like pretty much this toad is completely lost. That toad over there, I was like, Now over here you're gonna get some certain items that you're gonna need. Now the problem is that there's a certain amount of money, and certain ones cost a lot, as you can see. So let's head over here to make it a lot easier for you guys to see. As you can see, they all are different type of costs. So they might cost around a certain amount depending on if you want it with no paint or with paint. Now there's a huge difference between them because you're gonna need paint. So if you want to buy something with the paint on it, it's gonna be more expensive because you need it. You can hold up also to a certain amount of items. I'm not sure how much quite, but I believe somewhere around 30. So you can probably hold around 30 items. Now we head up to here. We get a little more of a bigger area to see. Now there is one part that's not accessible, not until a certain point in the game. Now it's gonna be all confusing because you have to make sure you know which way is what and what is which, and it's gonna take you some time. So while we're up here in the middle, now there are certain paint areas that you can also cover, but I've already covered I've covered all of them in this area alone. Now, if you were able to figure out what to do, which I'll show you at the moment. So when you're supposed to go this way exactly, what you're then supposed to do is head up. At least from this area. From what I showed you before, the toad, where Princess Peach will stay, this is where you need to go up, in which then a shy guy is going to be there sucking out the water. Which then means after you kill it and fix the paint, the water will start to rise up again, in which then it'll be accessible for you to reach the mini red paint star. Now I've already collected it, so I could move on. But I'll show you what it will look like after collected. I can't really show you how, like, I don't know how to show you, but probably at some point I'll show you. Anyway, this is what it looks like if you can see it. Very invisible. If collected, it acts like sticker star. This way of ending something up. More or less, you get paint, and there you go. That's all aboard Prisma. See you all next time.